which one of us is right. But as something for you young people to focus on, maybe prove Bill wrong.
You just stole my thunder. I was going to say, can I get this funded?
I'll just, the last question, this is, I think, surely to you, Tim, clearly represents a couple of questions from clinical colleagues. With the new evidence that C-reactive protein is a potentially independent marker of CVD, is there research to suggest there's a relationship between CRP and fitness? You might want to, just for the uninitiated, what CRP is.
C-reactive protein is a marker of inflammation. There's a whole bunch of markers of inflammation, but it's really kind of risen to the top to be the one that is likely going to be used clinically. We know that inflammation plays an important role in heart disease and cardiovascular disease. And in terms of, we just finished a huge clinical trial, and it's in review right now, looking at the role of exercise alone in reducing CRP. And the reason why we did that clinical trial, and the reason why you do any clinical trials, it's good that we did, because the cross-sectional stuff was extremely convincing, including some stuff that we wrote that looks like the more people exercise, the lower their CRP. Well, we run the trial, and lo and behold, that's not what we found. That actually exercise without weight loss does not improve CRP. And I've come to the conclusion that if you really want to improve CRP, it's about 80% weight loss and 20% exercise. So for an individual who was, and CRP is highly correlated with weight. So for an individual who is overweight and had an elevated CRP, I would initially start with an exercise program. A weight loss program. But of course, a good weight loss program is going to have exercise in it.
I thought at one time you told me that was really the visceral weight loss that was absolutely key, and here you just said weight loss. Well, what is your view?
No, we see total fat mass. Total fat mass is highly. How do you dissect all these things out? But total fat mass is what strongest correlated to CRP.
Okay, we open it up. Thank you for being patient.
I actually have a bit, maybe more of a comment than a question. My name's Anna Singer. Actually, I'm a Queen's alumni, and Dr. Ross, you were my prof a couple of years ago.
Oh, Jesus. So say good things now, please. It's been a long day.
Yeah, I'm a kinesiologist / exercise physiologist, and I work in a family health team in Ottawa. I'm hired on as a kinesiologist in the doctor's office. We have a therapeutic lifestyle program. And within that program, we're starting to do submaximal testing. So this is sort of a comment to the first question. You know, it is going that way. I don't know how many other FHTs there are in Ontario who have a kin on board. I think it's more, what we need to look at maybe is cost effectiveness in order to get funding from the Ministry of Health, but they fund me privately through their funding. So it is happening. And I just wanted to let people know that.
What's the protocol? What's the protocol you're using
for people
for the test?
It's the Submax. It's the one through CPAFLA that they just passed. The single-stage treadmill. Yeah.
A single-stage treadmill test.
Yeah. We haven't started using it. We're going to. I've been there for about a year, because we do want to start measuring their fitness levels now.
Well, good for you.
Thanks.
Good for you.
Good afternoon. I'm David Thomas, Fun Fit Kids. I teach children's fitness and work with children and adults in delivering fitness to children. I see that nutrition and diet as well as exercise are integral in terms of maintaining health, and I see a lot of back and forth. So my question is will there ever be a guide that comes out that has both nutrition and diet as well as activity on the same page?
You're asking the Canadians, aren't you, for that?
It's just a general question. I'm just wondering, I see a lot of...
It's an absolutely super question. Yeah, it really is. I didn't mean in any way to demean it. I think we're working in that direction. I mean, in the U.S., we've had these federally mandated guidelines now for about 20 years, renewed every 5 years. We think we have the physical activity on the same track. In preparation for the next round of dietary guidelines, one of the members of the Physical Activity Scientific Advisory Committee is on the dietary committee, and the person that's chairing the dietary committee is very committed to trying to do this.